I should be live, and I don't know if I am live, so if you're watching me, I'll try not to do anything weird. Uh, I guess before I go there, I'll just switch over to just camera me. There we go. Just in case I give away my streaming key or something, which should be bad. Am I live right now? I mean, my internet's a bit choppy, so that's a thing. So, uh, so better go to my channel. Uh, so tired. There we go. I am live over there. That's crazy. Uh, at least that's the plan. uh, so just like that, I'm live, and there is fortunately nobody watching me right now because why would they watch me? I'm gonna delete the upcoming thing, and then just on my other computer go to my account to make sure this is all working. Cool. I am live, apparently. Yep, I am live. Great. That is excellent. That is just what I wanted. So, now that I'm live, I can see you guys writing comments, if you write comments. Um, Sorry, I'm pretty exhausted. Let me change over to the code base. There we go. And I can see there's not that much lag. You guys are probably about 10 seconds behind me. And I need to message Kevin, which I'm going to do quickly, and just let him know that he can call me whenever. Uh, yeah, cool. So I'm ready for a call. And my friend Richard was going to join us as well, but he didn't mention. He said maybe, and he said he'll let me know, and he hasn't let me know. So probably not going to happen. So let me just mention to Kevin. Richard hasn't mentioned anything about joining, so it might just be us. Cool. Yeah, please excuse us because we are exhausted because it is 9 a.m. on a vacation day, a public holiday, whatever you call it in your country. We call it a public holiday. So, yeah, we're a bit tired. But uh, if you've seen the last two videos, which I don't know if you have, um, we were unable to like record yesterday's one. It just didn't work. So that's why I'm trying out live streaming because then at least I can see something's gone wrong like immediately. Um, so what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I thought let's live stream. So we built this cool, like we implemented like the whole of Redux. Like I showed him how to do it with hooks, and I showed him how to do it like I mean the like reducer setup stuff is like pretty much the same. Um, but this is how you do it, like, if you're not using the hook style. I mean, I gave him examples of what to do. Yeah, it's just so much. Like, it was really cool, and you guys missed it, and it's my fault. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I showed him how to use dispatch and use selector with hooks and stuff. And I mean, I'm gonna go over an issue that he had today, so like that will be cool. Um, to go through that and actually just show you guys like this is what is wrong, because I gave him some homework, which was quite cool. Like the homework that I gave him was basically we have our contestants here. I can add them, submit, and I get points. And let's say I added Kevin in and I gave him 20 points, he'd go on top. And let's say I added the average dude and gave him 15 points, it would sort him and put him in the middle. Um, and I said you could like refresh the points. Like you're about to reset the points to zero. Continue. Yes. And are you? He's like, are you absolutely sure? And then I can go to zero and I can refresh contestants and it works. It's like, are you sure? Gets rid of all the contestants. So I gave him homework saying he just needs to remove a contestant, but that's not working right now. So, and I've looked into it. I don't know why. I do know why, but that's what we're going to look into now. So hopefully, at least in that process, we can like get some stuff going, like where I don't even know, like where we teach about that stuff. Um, so like yeah, I'll look into why his reducer didn't work. I mean, the way we set up our Redux is pretty straightforward. If you go into index.js, we've got our reducer that we've imported from reducer here, and we had to create a store, so we just did it right here in the index.js, and we used our provider, which comes from React Redux, and our store is equal to the store that we just created. This is our reducer. So um, I think with this part, what I might want to do is move that to the actual code stuff, um, because like yeah, if you return, yeah, there's some stuff that I want to do here that I'll tell them about. He did the refresh contestants update. Um, And I'll kind of explain later why he doesn't need to do that because then we go into the dispatching kind of thing. Um, yeah, so it's just because again we want to try keep our stuff really clean here, but there's a bunch. So these are little helpers, just because like handling submitting a contestant, for example, is quite hectic. Because you got to check like we kind of format the inputs and we do a little check just to make sure both values must be filled in. Let me just make sure Kevin hasn't replied. Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, sweet. Uh, cool. He should call me soon. Um, Let me just tell him I'm ready. But while that happens, I'll keep showing you guys like uh what is going on here. Oh, it's so much like so yeah. Basically, you check if the inputs are empty. Then you formalize the inputs. I have done this in the other video. It's just that we moved it over to Redux because we wanted to move away from like pushing state everywhere, and then we use the context API, and like we want to get away from pushing like the context everywhere because you have to import and export context and know where you're doing that from. So with reducers, you can just like do it all as is. Um, yeah, so we do some stuff to check if the contestants already exist, because if they do, you want to update their score. Like example here, Barry, give him 10 points, and then I do it again, and I say Barry, give him 10 points. It will update to like 20. Otherwise, if that like the contestant doesn't already exist, then you just add a new one. Like again, let's add in Kevin. Uh, give him 10 points because there we go. He gets added in. Uh, and yeah, that is pretty much that. There are 3 people watching me now, and one of them is me. So there are 2 other people here. And if you're keen to say how's it or hi, if you don't understand my how's it terminology, please do. Um, the way this reducer stuff works, just because I'm kind of going over it really quickly, is we've got this types.submit contestant. So that types is here in action types. We have all our types sitting over here. Quite simple. You're just setting them to strings, but doing it this way means that if we're using it other places, like in our actions, we're making sure to use the same variable name. Because if I said like something like this, um, it would like again if you mostly if you're using TypeScript, it would say I couldn't find that, like it just says any. It doesn't actually say when I scroll over it now. It says like okay, it is that, So it's great for my IntelliSense. One of them is my dad. Hi dad, how's it going? Uh, yeah, dad, you probably will not understand any of this because uh, it is quite intense stuff. But if any viewers who are interested in what's going on have questions about like what's going on specifically, I can try and explain it. I'm waiting for Kevin to call me. Uh, no, I did not get it. Um, let me just check some things. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to see my face quickly while I try and set up the call. Um, Let me set up a video call. And I'm going to need to invite. Oh, there we go. Now it's calling me. Hello. How is it going?
There we go.
Hey, you
Alright,
can be
there
heard.
we go.
Sweet. And I assume
Yeah, I don't know
everyone else
what
can
to
hear.
say.
I'm like live streaming now. It's quite cool. Um,
Oh, awesome, man.
yeah.
How's it
It's
going?
just any people on there right now, my parents, and they're like uh, commenting on my toilet paper supply in the background, which is like not mine.
Oh, jeez. Damn, that is quite a bit, eh? I'm running low,
um,
yeah. Do you want to send some?
yeah, it's a bit far. It's like you
Yeah, man.
guys and your stuff. I want to actually try and add your. No,
Cool.
it's fine. I think I can add your picture in, yeah, because I can. I'm just like
Oh.
It's
Sweet.
gonna
Yeah,
go
yo, man.
really
I
crazy
was
for a
so
second.
sweet. I was so tired. I went to bed so late again. I
Every
was
time.
busy on, yeah, I was busy on that freaking um dispatch button.
You're like, no, the dispatch button.
Yeah, just going crazy on it, man.
I don't think my streaming. Oh, it does get your face in there. Cool.
Oh, sweet.
um,
Awesome. Mhm.
yeah. So anyway, what was I doing?
Yeah,
I was looking at your code stuff.
yeah.
And I know exactly where you went wrong with the remove contestant.
Oh,
Um,
where?
I'm actually there now. So
Okay.
with the problem with this action, and I guess it makes sense because the submit contestant and refresh contestants and refresh points,
Yes.
like those things, they
Yeah.
they don't take any like
Oh,
parameters because they don't need to. Like when you're submitting contestants, you're
yes.
using the details we already have. But remove
Yes.
contestant, we're gonna look at their name. So
Okay.
and then we'll add that name in as a like data thing as well.
All right.
So
So we have to.
when we do that, we will. What am I saying? um, wait a second.
Uh,
I'm just gonna like remove your one window capture thingy from stuff because
cool.
people can't see your face anyway. Because my stream is so
Sweet,
slow.
dude. No, it's super chilled.
Um, what was I gonna do? Okay, cool. So we have this remove contestants here, and we're gonna add the name in and
Yeah.
name in there, and that
Yeah.
means when we go on to our like reducer,
Yeah.
um, for remove contestants, we're going to need to add in action.name as like a second argument for this
Yeah.
function, which I should have like actually probably mentioned that because that would have been like
Okay.
useful.
But cool. No stress.
Yeah. So
All right.
now in remove contestant, this is where we're going to do some magic. Um, so obviously, yeah, I don't know, I don't know where you got index from. Uh,
No, dude, I don't even know. This was probably like super late now. I was literally just trying to change
it's cool.
everything and work my way back
So
down to setting it to
yeah,
index.
we
Yeah.
keep in the state. That's good, and we're also going to keep the name. So remember this. This makes sense. We're just creating the function that we're using in the reducer, like state and name. You know, the other place we, if you see at
Okay.
the index JS4
Yeah.
reducers, then yeah, it's like as we had there. So
Okay.
now we are basically going to immediately just return state dot Jeez, and actually, if I think about it, we can just do the arrow body thing
Yeah.
because because we can
Super short.
because we're just like returning it, so we can say state dot contestants. Yes, I spelled it right first time. And then we're gonna filter, so we're filtering it, and this
Yeah.
basically means for each contestant, if what we return is true, then we show it, and if it's false, then we filter it out. So we're gonna
Okay.
basically filter out the oh, we're not just
The one
returning
that's
state.contestants, sorry, because we want to return that whole state thing. So um const new contestants will be state.filter.
oh, okay, yes.
So it's gonna be state.filter, and this is we're looking at each contestant, and we're gonna say like if the contestant uh wait, can't spell,
Name.
contestant.name is not equal to the name that we want to remove, then we keep showing
Yeah.
it. So we're filtering it by everything that's not equal to the name.
Okay. All right,
Yeah, and
sweet.
then we just gotta do our state update. So return dot 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 state. Oops, I did too many dots there. Just three dots. um, so return that two little state things, and then
Okay.
we're gonna return contestants. I guess to keep it simple, I'll just name this contestants and contestants. If I
Cool.
save it, everything gets
Okay.
clean and it's pretty like that. So that's theoretically how it
Dude.
should work.
Okay. That's literally all I was doing wrong.
Yeah, and then when we go and implement it, I guess that's in the contestant display, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If we go all the way to our contestant, the dispatch
Yeah.
remove contestant button is there. Um, so I guess the problem with this now is
Yeah.
the action here that we want to dispatch. Um, I guess this is why I don't use it in my main projects. um,
Yeah.
is like we need to add those parameters in because we need to add in the name for that.
Okay.
Because I don't know if
Uh.
I don't think this will work. Maybe it will. um, Let me just go look at the dispatch button, how that looks. Because
But otherwise, I was gonna say then we can just do it the normal way.
yeah, because that will call it. Yeah. So to
Okay.
pass in a like I think to pass in an action like that, we're gonna have to do this. So that should work theoretically, because now you're passing in like the full action, and
Okay.
like because if you do it the other way around, as soon as you have these brackets,
Yes.
it basically means do it. Like it's no longer like you're just sending the definition of the function. You're like
Yeah.
actually saying like go and do the function, and you don't want to
Okay.
do that like
Awesome.
when the thing loads up. Like
Yeah.
so by wrapping
Cool.
it in this like callback, it means only do it when now you're sending this whole definition. You're turning it back into a
Yeah.
definition, like a function definition.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that will be pretty
Right.
much what you need to do there. Um, so theoretically, this should work. I'm gonna test it quickly, but we never know. Something could break along the way.
Yeah. You know.
Yep, something broke. Helpers remove contestants is not a function. Okay, I have an idea of what problem that is. Um, so it's complaining that remove contestants not a function.
Yeah.
Okay, we're importing that from dot slash helpers. So in here, yeah. Do you see the reducer helpers index?
Yeah.
So the two lines there, you forgot to
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
I'm going to do it alphabetically, but that's also important. Remove contestants from dot slash remove contestants. Oops.
Can't
And
believe I missed that, man.
it's just contestant. That's why it's freaking out. So I'm gonna minus there. And I mean, again, just because I'm like super OCD, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make your thing alphabetical here.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, that's that. Um,
So
Although maybe
that's
got like very very are you sure for the refresh contestants.
yeah.
No,
Are you sure?
are
Yeah, I
you
was
very
playing
sure?
around with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it should say, "Are you very, very sure?"
Yeah, you can just keep going into an infinite loop.
Yo, imagine how that would annoy someone. Yo, that'd be pretty crazy. Um, dude. Okay, so it works now, hey?
Oh, does it? Okay, cool. My app hasn't
Yeah.
loaded yet. Okay, well if it works, it works. I mean, it's not like anything useful to show off. Um, yeah, maybe
To
I
me,
should
that is
just
damn useful.
yeah. I do want to clean up that "Are you sure" thing. Um,
Yes.
because what you could do for that click is instead of doing it in the reducer, you can do it where we do the click. I know it like is a bit
Oh, yes.
counterintuitive because it goes against what I said with the submit contestants, but
Yeah.
I'll wait. Let me actually just test to make sure this works on my side. Yeah, that works fine. I just want to like test around it and like add in two people. Make
Okay.
sure like it doesn't delete everyone or something like that.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah, no,
didn't
it
check
seems to
that.
work fine.
Cool.
Um, so for a submit contestant, we do that check, for
Yes.
the name and like length. So that means when you click submit, like it actually just does like the state.name.length and state.points.length. It does the check there. So usually
Yeah.
I'd like to actually make that check go before I dispatch something. But for the sake
Okay.
of like keeping our code base fairly clean, um, in this case I just do it because we do kind of have some feedback loop to say why it isn't updated. Um,
Okay.
and notice how in that case I return state. I don't return like the spread out state. Like I don't return a copy of state. I just return the existing
Yes.
state. So that means don't change anything. Um,
Cool.
so in your index here for the reducer, the
Yeah.
first things. Oh, Richard's here. He's watching. Um,
Oh, awesome.
so he said he overslept. But
That's chill.
yeah, so this stuff here in the index where you're returning like dot dot state, you just
Yes.
return state here. It's the same as like in the default case, we just return state. Um,
Okay.
because if you don't do that, then um, basically everything refreshes anyway. Like,
Okay. Cool.
so it's like better to just like say, okay, nothing's actually changed. Um,
Okay. Awesome.
when we were refreshing the points, I think, or
Yes.
refreshing contestants, and it wasn't working until you like clicked it twice, or I think it was in the submit. I don't know,
Oh,
whatever it was.
yes.
Like, remember we had that problem where like we had to spread the state because we wanted to specifically say this thing is being updated. You know,
Yes.
um,
Okay. Cool.
like
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
it's a bit hard to explain, but you kind of get it over time.
Yes. I
Um,
understand what you're saying.
if we want to make it like just look a little bit more tight, you can do
Yes.
this.
I was
Because if it's a
waiting
one
for
liner, we're
that.
waiting for Barry to get like all wanting to
Of
do
course.
things like his way. Yeah, I can even do this because that should work. Yeah, that does work.
Sweet.
You can't do it
Awesome.
here because yeah, you've got an if and an else, so
Yes.
yeah, you
Of
need that.
course. Awesome,
But
man.
yeah, if you want, you can pretty much yeah. So as I said, because because for submit contestant we need the name and password value to not password the
Yeah.
name and points value to do the check. We do it like in that submit method. But in this case,
Yeah.
the refresh contestants, which
Yeah.
happens in app. Oh, well, I guess I understand why you've done it because we made it so simple this side. So you could do it here, but I
Yeah.
guess what you've done here makes sense. It's quite simple. I mean, what you could technically do is even in the action, like so if we go to the reducer slash actions, um,
Yeah.
you could do it like here if you wanted to, in the actual thing. So you could run an are you sure? Wait, refresh contestants. You
Oh,
can
so we could
like
even do it.
return
Okay.
return the type, uh, yeah, basically return. I can't spell. You could like return the type and do it in here, but I
Yeah.
don't usually. Oh my word! I don't usually do that. Like you can do
Yes.
the checks here,
Okay.
but I think actually the way that you have done it makes the most sense for
Yeah.
the stuff that we're trying to
Yes.
do. So
And then
good
the
job.
other one,
Yeah,
the other one I did it
you did it inside
in,
the helper.
yeah, inside the helper,
Yeah,
hey?
I'm gonna go check that now. Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
reduces. So that was for removing contest. No, that wasn't for removing contestant. But you might want to do it in there as well.
okay,
You
cool.
can do the check like to make sure that you know remove. But that will be easy. You know how to do it now. So the other
Yeah,
one was refresh points. That helpers.
yes. Oh,
Um,
that's also, sorry, Barry.
yeah.
That's what I was actually, because I didn't know where the refresh contestant file was.
Uh, um, the refresh.
Because remember,
There wasn't one. We didn't make one because the refresh
yes, because,
contestants. Yeah.
yeah, so
So
that's why I didn't do it in any
yeah. So
file.
you
That's
can
why I
make
did it
a
over
you
here.
can make one if you want to.
Oh, no, it's super
But
chill, dude.
yeah. So again, same case for this one. Uh,
Yeah,
we
just
just
return state.
return state.
Cool.
Yeah, do it there. I'm gonna clean it up just because I think it looks cleaner doing this. I don't know.
Yes,
I get
no,
annoyed with
it's
my
chill.
colleague as well when he does this, but I'm like, it doesn't actually matter, so I didn't really address it like ever.
Cool.
I just think it
No,
looks
but
like, more
okay.
sorted. So
No,
yeah, that's good. Um, I think you
perfect.
don't have to say, what's wrong there? It's complaining about something. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't know if you have to say
Yeah.
window.confirm.
Um, yeah, when I didn't, then I keep getting the error
Okay,
over
yeah, you
there.
do get that.
Yeah, so I just put it
Yeah,
in.
and you know that you can just put the are you sure like into. I mean, you've done it everywhere else, but you can do it like here
Oh, okay.
because it returns like true or false.
Yes, of course.
True if you say are you sure, and then false if you
Yeah,
say like
so
otherwise.
we can take that out.
So yeah, that
I only realized I only realized that um in the action
yeah
that in the action index, and then yeah, it's because I did it two ways. So
yeah
I was like, okay, let me do this one this way, do the other one this way. But it
yeah
was cool.
refresh points. Yeah, it's all that stuff like. And I mean, you can do a bunch
Awesome.
of stuff like there's the are you sure? Yeah, and it works. I mean, you can
Yeah.
do other stuff like you can hide those buttons if like there are no contestants
Yeah.
as well. You can do like you can take it like next level and do that. Obviously, it's like doesn't matter too much.
Yeah. It doesn't matter too much. But it would be cool.
Yeah. I mean that's the cases where I would just go make a this is my refresh button. My refresh button does depend on this stuff, and then I'll put the
Yeah.
handle click stuff in there. So I think this dispatch button was just like a shortcut to like do some things when we thought it was gonna be really basic. It kind of like now
Yeah.
it makes sense to why I don't usually use it because
It's cool.
yeah like it does depend on values, and I like to actually make my dispatch button like look at the values. So
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, this dispatch will use the dispatch hook and it will use some selector hooks to know like what the state is.
Yes.
Um, so I think
So I
it's a
wanted
good
to
shortcut
say
component. But yeah, yes,
it is a good shortcut one. I wanted to say, so can we maybe do like just the normal button without doing all of that? Even though we have done it
yeah,
already.
yeah.
I mean,
So let's
would
do
be cool to
refresh
do.
points
Yeah.
just as an example, and then you can do the other ones later. So I'm gonna leave our dispatch button
Cool.
there in components. I'll make a new one called refresh points button, just like in our components, because it will be like the top level.
Cool.
And why won't it let me create a file? Create a file, index.js. Now in here, I'm just going to make my whole button really quickly. Import, what am I doing? I can't think. Import React from React. It's been like a whole like couple of hours since I last coded. Hectic, right? And then make our const refresh points button. It's not going to take in any props because we know exactly what it's doing. So,
Yeah.
again, we'll return a button, uh, and in there we'll say refresh points. Cool, that's good. Um, and then its on click
Did
will be like a handle click
cool.
that we need
Did
to
you
make.
make the dispatch button in here as well now?
No, no, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna make the dispatch button yet. I'm just gonna
Okay.
um, because like there'll be a bunch of things that like we do with this. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna use a new dispatch.
Okay. Cool.
Const dispatch equals use dispatch. So remember to import use dispatch from React Redux, and that is done. And then we're gonna use selector here, um, but we'll use it in a bit. Let me just make the handle click function.
Cool.
Um, so in here, this is where I'm just gonna copy, or I'm actually gonna cut out the stuff from the refresh points
Cool.
stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, right. I'm gonna clean it up and then I'm gonna copy. I'm just gonna stick it all in here. I mean, what you've done here is fine. And also, one thing
Yeah.
that I want to mention is you don't have to say equal. Sorry, is gonna attack me again.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you just said because it's a boolean value, you can just say
Yes.
if reset contestants points. And if
Okay.
it's
Cool.
false, it will not
It
run.
will.
So
Awesome.
everything like inside this is like a conditional field. So if you're putting a boolean value in there, it's fine. Um,
Okay. Sweet.
I'm just doing this to basically shorten our lines of code. Um,
Cool, man.
because we don't need to really keep that value for anything else. If we needed to reuse it, then I would. I mean, what you're doing as well
Yeah.
is fine because you have like you know what the values are, so we're using them. But yeah,
Yeah. No, it's
um,
chilled.
so I'm just gonna have the if go over here, copy that.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna get rid of these other two little things.
Yeah.
So there's our refresh points. Now back at our refresh points button. Um,
Yeah.
sorry, my stuff's lagging a little bit.
It's chilled, man, bro. Yeah.
We'll do
And then that's what we'll do.
our if statements here, and actually I don't even need this bracket anymore because we just go do like if. Um,
Cool.
and now we will dispatch refresh points, and that refresh points we need to get from um, import refresh points, and this is from our reducer slash actions.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
So now it works as it did, and we got to like now it won't
Okay.
dispatch
Sweet.
anything unless those conditions are met.
Yeah.
Um, and but what I'd also like to do is
Yes.
um, const, and I'm gonna say contestants. Um, and we will use selector. I'm gonna say state, and we're gonna return state dot contestants.
Okay.
And now down here we're gonna say if contestants dot length uh, is not, well, if it's 0. We could
Yeah.
also say smaller than 1, but it's never going to be -1 and stuff, so yeah, then we return nothing. We will return null.
Cool.
So now when our app refreshes, oh wait, we haven't actually implemented this button yet. Then we go to components and export it, because at the moment we're not using it. Um,
Uh,
so I'm going to
yeah.
export default
That's where
as.
I went wrong, bro. Can't
Yeah,
believe that. Cool.
yeah. So it makes stuff cleaner, but it also means that suddenly you've got to like, uh,
Yes.
yeah. There's a refresh points button, um, and then in app, yo, our project's getting big.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I don't need this refresh points thing anymore. Uh, for that dispatch button, I'm just gonna say refresh points. Oops, points button like that.
Cool, man.
Now we should expect it. I forgot to save my components, so it might. I don't know.
Yeah, this I think this still updates it.
Yeah, yeah,
Doesn't
cool.
matter.
Doesn't care. Just hot reloads every time. Ah, right. So
Hmm.
as you can see, the button's missing because I said that if contestant's length is 0, don't show it. So
Yes.
if you add in a person, then that button shows again.
Then it shows. Okay, sick, dude.
Yeah. So you can do the
Okay,
same with
awesome.
refresh contestants. The thing works
Cool.
exactly the same. Um, and
Awesome.
then obviously you can move those um, you can move those if statements out, like you
Yes.
know. So and you can
Cool.
move them into like where it's being done. So you have this like kind of it's almost like this interface check, and then you have like the
Yes.
actual data change. So
That's so rad.
yeah, that's how I try
Yo.
to organize that. But that we can do later.
Okay.
For now, uh, we need to
Yeah.
do React Router. So
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
just gonna Google React Router.
Cool.
Um,
I must say, I went on some of the class components yesterday as well. Well, last night at
yeah,
bloody 12 o'clock. And I was like what we've been going through now, class components are seeming so much more simple.
yeah. I mean, when you see
Like
it both ways, both of them seem like a
it's
lot easier to grasp
insane.
because you understand
Yeah,
why the class component works like it does.
yeah,
I think that's the thing. The functional components, because it has a lot less boilerplates, and you need to know what things are based on their context. When you have to write
okay.
it out in a class component, you like grasp it quite
Yes,
well.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm at if you Google React Router, like the first thing that shows
yeah.
up is like reacttraining.com slash like React Router, and I'm there
Yeah,
at
I'm
that quick
there.
start guide. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Um, so we need to install React Router DOM. Um,
Okay.
and this is gonna have switches and stuff and crazy things
Mm, okay.
that we have to worry
Let's
about.
see. What the
Um,
heck, man?
and
This is so
that's
sick.
all good and fine. So
Okay. Awesome.
as a start, I'm gonna go back to our project and I'm gonna go to the dependencies list. Um,
Add dependency. Sweet.
yeah, I guess. Let me just move my face for everyone else to see. So I've moved my head. Um, so the dependencies we're gonna add in React Router DOM.
Okay.
If I can find it. Yeah, cool.
Is that all?
Yes, we just need
Sweet.
that. Um,
Cool.
and that is working, and that's all we
Okay.
needed to do there.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna move my face back there now. Cool.
Awesome.
Uh, yeah. Anyway, um, it's weird. I've never live streamed before, so it's like kind of strange.
That's different. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think the best way to structure this.
Better hope the code runs on the first time.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a pages directory,
Okay.
and we're gonna have a like. I think I'll just call it a default page, like public
Yeah.
page. I'll call it public. Um,
Cool.
and then I'll call it admin. So we'll have the public page, and we'll have like the admin page.
Dude.
Like,
This is so cool, bro. Oh my gosh.
and then I'm gonna make another
Oh,
folder called
yeah.
roots.
Okay.
Um, and this this is gonna get quite weird. I'm basically for now. I think what I'm gonna do
Cool.
is comment out like everything.
Cool. It's a
Yeah, all
material.
that stuff. Commented out. It should all still run fine, I think. It's just
Yes.
gonna have those like red line issues. Um,
Cool.
and I'm gonna isolate like everything to just the routing for now. So
Okay.
in root, I am going to say new file. This is gonna be an index.js,
Yeah.
and yeah, so this index.js root will have. It's pretty much what we have to set up. So in general, we use React because it's going to be a React component, so it's from React. And then our const roots. This is it's gonna be like a component basically.
Cool.
um,
That's awesome.
and I don't actually think it's gonna have to like it doesn't have to have any stuff in it, so it's just gonna be a router, and this
Okay.
router is from React router DOM. So we have
Hmm.
our router,
Yes.
and now we have to use something called a switch. Um, because if you don't have this,
Okay.
then it will just show all your routes. So we want to switch between
Okay.
showing two different routes.
Okay.
Um,
So this is also within
yeah, it comes from
the
React
React
router DOM.
router. Cool.
Yeah, so this is all like I just know this from documentation.
Jeez.
Export default routes, and we're also gonna have to import root from not router, just root. um,
Okay.
and that's where we're gonna use some stuff. So we're gonna say root. I keep typing in router, and we'll have one path for slash admin,
Yeah.
um, and the component that we're gonna render in there, which will be like the page. For now, we're
Yeah.
just gonna say make it a div and say slash div admin. And then the other thing, it basically, if it's anything else, we will render the public page. So if we say slash here,
Awesome, dude.
then it just has to match this path. So
Okay.
it'll try match admin. If it doesn't, it will try move to the next route and match this path. So in here we'll say
Okay.
public. Um, and the thing is, like, if we move this up here, then it will try and match this one first, and it will instantly find a match before it tries to match admin. So that's why
Okay.
we put like the less
Cool.
ones like this. If you want it to be very specific, then you say exact. Um,
Okay. Yes.
yeah, and if you did that, if you had like an exact path and an exact, well, I mean, let's just make them exact for all of them. Then we can make a page not
Okay.
found route as well,
Okay.
like route component. And we just say, well, this should work. um,
I like that should works.
yeah. If not, then the path might need to be like the same as that. But
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Uh, page not found. I haven't tested this yet. Well, it's been a while since I've done this because I've got like my routes set up to like do this
Yeah.
already. Yeah. Anyway,
Hmm.
so that's our routes, and I'm gonna go into our app,
Okay.
and I'm gonna import routes from routes.
Yeah.
So just import routes from dot slash routes. I cannot dot slash, and also no capital. There we go. So we have our routes
Awesome.
here, and then we just need to implement it under app
Okay.
routes. And sorry,
Hmm.
routes is a default export, so I mustn't be doing that.
Cool.
So there we are. I'm exhausted, but something's wrong. When I imported routes from router, I think I screwed up. Or did I? No, I think it might be fine. I don't even know anymore.
Uh,
I think my thing is just taking a while to load.
Yeah, mine loaded and it says could not find dependency. React rooted DOM.
That's weird. Maybe you need to refresh that because we've added our React Router DOM dependency in there. I mean,
Yeah, maybe
other
we
people
have to
can't see it right
refresh.
now. Do you
Yeah,
see
maybe
the
we have to.
dependencies list at the bottom there? It could not
Yes.
read property location of undefined. Um, I might need to add in React Router as well.
Mine doesn't have it yet. That's why.
Yeah, just add in React Router DOM there. You should be fine.
I just I'm gonna see because you added it in already, correct?
Yeah, I'm
So
adding
I'm
in
just
another
gonna
one called
refresh the
React
page.
Router. Um,
Yeah,
it's just kind of like React and React DOM, like they kind of go together. So that might
cool.
be the issue that we were having there. Is anyone still watching? And if you are, leave us a comment.
Rooted DOM is there now. I see, and you got React Router.
Okay, cool. Good. I'm still busy
Cool.
refreshing things. And yeah,
Mm,
this is taking its time. Oh, Richard asked if he could join the conversation like ages ago. Oh
of
my
course
gosh.
you can,
Yeah,
dude.
let me add him on. Um,
Should I send him a link?
yeah, actually, if you could. Uh, Richard, you should have typed in the comments. It would have been easier to see you. Like, let me just say, sorry. Um, Kevin will send you the link now. I should change back to the code window. Um, Watch me majestically appear over here. There we go. Um, so
I'm just sending him that
yeah, Flip, he said this thing like
join.
ages ago. Yeah, cool. Can't believe it. I've been streaming for like an hour. Cannot read property location of undefined. Why? React DOM render. You know what? I'm gonna Google this problem
Come on, bro.
because why not? I mean, maybe I should actually just look at the docs first. It's because I think with router you need to actually like pass a history object to it. I think. Could be wrong. Um, yeah. Let me just Google that. Find the Stack Overflow answer because I'm just lazy now. I could go look into my existing project, but I'm like, why?
Cool.
You
Tell
know?
Richard I've sent it, bro.
Yeah.
Um. So.
Well, I'm
Oh,
sure.
so still, yeah. Mine's also refreshed. Still none.
Yeah. Do you get
Mm,
the location of undefined error?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Um. So
React
browser history isn't a
render.
thing, and secondly, importing everything from React Router, it should be React Router DOM. Third, React Router DOM doesn't export to router. Instead, it exports browser router. Oh, so I've got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay. What's
So
the
if we go back
problem?
to our roots folder,
Yes.
um, then we can say the router here is actually called browser router, and
Uh.
I'm just gonna rename it to router because, like,
Cool.
I
That's what you
mean,
know.
let's just call it browser router so we don't
Okay.
rename stuff. There we go.
Okay. Awesome.
And Richard has a link to this sandbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
No, I don't think so. You can send him.
well, it's working now. I think, yeah, you can just share it with him, I guess, because I think you need to be like GitHub access to do stuff. Although maybe you can just look at it. I don't know. Anyway, it's working now. We have a little public root, and if I say something else, it should say not found. No, just crash. Yeah, page not found. And if I say admin,
Where are you now?
I'm. You see our browser,
Yes.
and you see public.
Yes.
So if you change the page to slash admin, it will say admin.
Oh, cool.
And if you change it to
Awesome.
slash admins, it will say page not found. So yeah, that's a thing. I'm so happy. And I'm
Alrighty.
exhausted. But yeah, that is how you start with implementing routing.
Okay.
But obviously we'll do quite a bit more now.
It's chilled. I'm
Have
trying to get Richard to join there.
okay, cool. Well, while you do that, did you send him the Hangouts link?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, he's got the Hangouts link. I sent that, but he hasn't joined. Is
Cool.
he still on? Is he still responding to you?
No, he just said cool
Uh,
when I said Kevin will invite you.
I sent it to his email.
Classic.
Let me just. I'm just gonna
Oh,
message him
right.
quickly. I know.
My bad. Um, that might be the thing. Yeah, I thought you might have just sent it to WhatsApp or something. Anyway,
Uh,
and then you'd get it like quickly, you know. But yeah, anyway, so I think if you've sent him everything he needs, then
yes, he's got everything he
we
needs.
can probably. This is actually gonna be cool. I'm gonna show you some other useful stuff that's like
Sweet.
pretty insane. So I'm gonna go add a new file into my pages admin directory.
Yeah.
Just say index.js, and then the public one, I'll just add a new file, say index.js as well. And yeah, for admin, I'm gonna import React again, normal stuff from React. Uh,
Cool.
const admin page, no props.
Dude,
Uh,
this stuff's already blowing my mind. What the heck? This is awesome.
I
I'm
think
really enjoying this.
we're just gonna return. Um, let's return like an H1 uh, admin, just so it's there.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm just gonna copy like the whole thing for the public page and replace like admin with public. Cool. So admin page and public page are there, and then in our
Awesome.
roots, I'm gonna import
Yeah.
the two, but then I'm gonna show you some other really weird, wacky stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it differently just because of the specific reason I'm gonna show you afterwards. So I'm gonna import
Cool.
admin page like as is, like the default import
Yeah.
from roots, not roots, from pages slash admin. And I'm gonna import the public page.
Mm.
from pages slash public. Um,
Yeah.
cool,
Okay.
makes sense. And then
Yeah.
obviously makes sense to just replace our whole component with admin page
Cool.
and a whole public page with public page.
Awesome.
Now, obviously, like these two lines, what you could do is you
Yes.
could pretty much say import admin page, like,
And the public.
and public page from pages. If
Yeah.
we set up
Of
that,
course.
like, pages index, which we haven't
Yes.
done now, but
And
I haven't done it because I'm going to do something else.
that's
Um,
chilled. Sweet.
so I'm going to do something called, I'm going to import lazy and suspense from React.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wrap these two, suspense, uh, well, yeah,
Okay. What does this do, bro?
I'll
This
explain
is
it in a bit. Suspense,
okay.
um,
Uh,
and
can
then
Richard hear me?
there's Richard here. He says he hasn't got the link yet.
Okay, I'll send it to him again. But he also has the he's already on the code
Yeah,
our project there, so he can just join.
yeah. Let me copy this part at least, but I don't think he got the Hangouts link. Maybe I should send it to him.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, send it to him, bro.
yeah.
Maybe
Everyone can see
that's
my
so
big
weird.
fat face for a second. Um, it's 'cause like um, okay. Oops. I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna straight up WhatsApp it to him so he has it.
Cool.
And then I will WhatsApp him the code sandbox link as well because yeah,
Sweet. Normally,
there we go. Now I will
cool.
continue.
Awesome.
Shame. I
I don't know
do
if I.
like on the stream. The problem with that though is like, or it will be the problem with WhatsApp as well. But like I'm reading the stream more than
Yeah.
WhatsApp, so I see his messages
Yes.
there. But
Oh,
like
cool.
it is like 10 seconds behind. So yeah. Um, right back to our code screen. Cool. So where was I? Okay, yes, all this stuff. So this takes a fallback prop, and my fallback prop is gonna be, I think it actually just needs to be div and loading page.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard of code splitting before.
No.
So code splitting basically the way like your whole app works when it like compiles and builds is like it
Yes.
becomes like a big like mush JavaScript bundle.
Okay.
And when someone wants to go to your app, they have to like download your big JavaScript bundle mush.
Yes.
So what this does is it splits your app up into multiple little like bundles.
Yes. Makes it easier to
Yeah.
download.
So the first
Awesome.
way people usually make their app like easier to download is by splitting up their
Yeah.
roots. So what I'm gonna do, I still have to do it with this line, these two lines, is I'm gonna say that like only load the admin page when the user has asked for the admin page.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
when the user goes to that route, and only load
Okay.
the like public page when the user has done that. And I mean you can like
Okay.
go like next level, like we can do it all the way down to like our button level, like only load our button stuff when the contestant's length is like
Okay.
longer and
Sweet.
stuff. But I mean doing it at the
Yeah.
page level is usually where you want to do it first, and then like if my
Cool.
views get more intense I'll do it like with different views. I kind
Okay.
of just
Cool,
do
my
it
boy.
with like, yeah, I tend to do it with like screen views. Like the
Yeah.
user had to go here to need to request that stuff. So if there's a chance they might not do it during their session, I'll
Yeah.
try and like code split that thing that they might not do out. Um,
Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
it's quite crazy. My mum sent a comment, so sweet. She
That's
says she
insane.
can't understand a thing, which makes sense. Um, I don't
Yeah, it
expect
does.
it to. Uh, love you, mom. Anyway, so back to our lazy
Hey,
coding
it's
stuff.
Ryan.
What? Oh, is it running?
Richard. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Richard.
yeah. I've been on for a while.
Oh, Richard's
Well,
Oh,
just silently
just been
chilling here. Like,
silent.
hee hee.
oh, how's it, man? How's it going?
Hey,
What a
good
dude.
on you.
Good, good.
Ah, crazy.
Oh,
And you're on here as well. Cool.
I
So,
know.
I was,
Scary.
as you
First time
heard,
on YouTube.
it's my 168th time. Um, but first time live streaming, yeah. So, like, as I was explaining, we're doing code splitting. Richard, I don't know if you have used that before or familiar with it. Is it?
No.
No. Did you did you hear why I explained it was useful? Because I'm happy to explain it again.
I didn't. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So no, it's all good. So my mum also says it's good to hear your voice, Richard. Um,
Okay. Hello.
so yeah, the basically like with the way like things work when you're loading up a React app or any kind of framework built app, um, what you're essentially doing, like just like you would normally, like a very classic HTML page, like you'd load a page per page. Um, so you'd load your like home page, and then if you go to the about route, you'd load your about page, and you'd load like these different web pages are
Yeah.
stored like at different routes. Now
Yeah.
the thing is, obviously with React, it's a single page application, so we don't have that anymore. Like our React app is just like a big bundle. Um,
Okay.
so in order to get around like having to download a massive bundle when the user might just go to like the main dashboard page, or they might just go to one page, they might not go through your whole app, so why download the whole app? To work with that,
Mm.
we implement code splitting. So that basically means that you only load a component. In our case now, we're going to load a React page, like a route, on demand. So, and that's what code
Okay.
splitting does, is it splits your big app bundle into like smaller little chunks, and then you only load the chunk when you need it. So obviously when you build like a massive crazy project, you need to like split that up because you don't want the user to spend 5 minutes downloading your app, like when they might only be using 10% of it. um, so I'm halfway
Okay.
through implementing that. Basically, for React, you import the suspense component, and the suspense has like a fallback. Like, so this is what shows during like the loading of that chunk. Uh, and
Okay.
the chunks that you want to like set, you need to set them to lazy load. So at the moment, the suspense thing won't do anything, but if we lazy load the components that we're importing, then it will treat them as chunks and like treat them as separate chunks. So this is how
Okay.
we like lazy load it. I think I'm gonna leave those up there because it's very similar. You basically just,
cool.
instead of importing admin page, we're gonna say const admin page equals, and we'll say
Yeah.
lazy, and then in here we say like a little callback that basically says import, and then in brackets like dot slash pages slash admin. So that's
Okay.
how we
Okay.
lazy load the admin page. And to do the public page, same thing. Like you just lazy load it like this. Public page, and we say public. And now I'm gonna get rid of this comment because it's not useful.
Cool.
And that's like the sort of basic place where most people, like, they recommend you just start with code splitting like this, doing it in the router. But obviously, if you have a more complicated app where there's like multiple views, but you're not changing routes, you might want to do the similar thing. But it pretty much means that it will only show this component when it needs to show it, and only show this one when it needs to show it. You could do other stuff like a ternary statement, like if this is true, which will always render. You could render something in here, otherwise, something else. Um,
Yeah.
and you can like lazy load these two things if you wanted to, and it will only like render something when it needs to. It might never need to render something else, so it won't load it until it needs to. And then if it did, it will render the fallback component in suspense. And you can have multiple like suspense blocks throughout your code base. Like I do that. I think I've even I built like a custom suspense component that always just returns like a fallback of my like loading icon. So you
Okay.
can like really go crazy with that. So
Cool.
yeah, that is at least the basics of routing. But now we want to actually implement it in our app. And well, I think I broke something.
Cool.
I haven't actually tested it if it's actually working in an app, and it might not be, unless it's taking long.
Yeah.
It does say there's some problems, but that might just be my unused stuff. It's like, what's the point of me showing you lazy loading if it's not going to work? Yeah, there it's complaining that it doesn't find. It's because I said dot pages. It's not dot pages. It's pages from our root directory. Yeah, that's probably another thing for Richard. We set up our imports to work that we have like absolute imports. So everything that's in sources we can just import like this. Like this pages is actually referring to pages that's in our source folder.
Oh,
So
that's
that we
useful.
don't have to go like, dot dot slash dot dot
Dot
slash
dot.
dot dot slash. So that was very
Okay.
straightforward. We
Cool.
just used this little JS config JSON thing here. Like that little script does everything for us.
Okay.
You just set your compiler options to have a base URL. Anyway,
Okay.
wait, does my app still not work? Why?
Mine's sorted, hey? I think just
Maybe I
refresh.
just need to refresh. Yeah, okay, cool, it's working. So we have our admin page and we have our public page.
That's awesome.
So kind of what we had in app that we commented all out
Yeah.
is what we need for our admin page. Like there was nothing else,
Okay.
right? Like
Cool.
that was what our
Yeah.
admin page would look like. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy the whole commented chunk. I'm actually just gonna like cut it out and
Okay.
paste it into admin.
Okay.
And let me do that. And I'm just gonna remove the commented chunks. So that's a piece done. And then this is a piece done. And if I save, it should look pretty. It does not. It lied to me. I don't know why it won't just go pretty. Oh, it's because it's I need to wrap it in like a fragment. Sorry, I know it looks messy now, but
Oh
by
yes.
the simple save of a button, everything should look beautiful again. There we go. Um, and now we need to import all those things, which are all
Yeah.
just components. So we just import or header and contestants display and contestant input
Awesome.
and refresh points button. And again, because we have
Sweet.
our wonderful like absolute import setup going, like
Yeah.
I know I'm not following my um, alphabetical order OCD thing right now, but it's fine. I'll fix it. Oops. There we go. All sorted.
Sweet.
My OCD is resolved. Okay, we also need the refresh contestants action
Yeah.
from our reducer. So refresh contestants from reducer slash actions. And now at least that's how we want. Like what we were building the whole time was our admin page.
Yes.
Public page is just going to be the header and contestants display.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Okay.
nice and chilled.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna use a fragment because
Cool.
we don't have like a wrapping div or anything. And I'll do my OCD thing up front. Contestants display and header from components. Cool. And that is pretty much that. So we've got that going. The next thing, yeah. Now actually, if we think about it, right. It helps if no. What does it help? I don't have to do anything. This is good. Just need to remove all the useless imports from our app now.
Yes. Cool.
Because they are like everywhere.
Well, this is absolutely sick.
It's like deleting code is always so fun. So obviously from our app,
Yeah.
there's nothing to show. If you wanted to, you could make like a case for the contestants to display to say like no contestants to display.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that just quickly
Yeah, we
because
can. Cool.
like that's a straightforward, easy to implement thing. So if we go into our components contestant display, that index over there, before we start rendering contestants, we can say contestants dot length bigger than 0. We'll say question mark, and that's like the start of a ternary. We say if that's the case, we map that. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna like put an h4 tag in there for like the heck of putting something useful in there,
Okay.
and say no contestants. I guess yeah, I'll just say no contestants. There we go. So no contestants.
All right.
Sorted. And if you
Cool.
wanted to, you could even hide the header. Like you could go into header, but I mean that's like I feel lazy. Don't feel like doing that now.
Yeah. No, it's chill. We can get down. That's
Yeah,
something
so
down
you
the
can map
line.
state
That's
to props
crazy.
and hide the header if you
Cool.
wanted to. But
Sweet.
that's yeah, just kind of depends what you want and like not really to do with our functionality right now.
Cool.
So what we want to do now is we're gonna kind of mock the idea of like logging in. So
Okay.
like if we look at our app.js at the moment,
Yeah.
there's like a you can see like our roots are inside there. So our like get app name, which don't really need anymore because I was just
Yeah.
showing how we could, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like this get app name, which is app, it just runs, like it runs
Yes.
regardless of what root we're on. If we go to
Yeah.
/admin,
Yeah. It runs too.
like the app is still there. So what we could do is like make a button, say like login, uh, and that
Okay.
button would show on both pages, but I'll make it like BR just because I'm lazy now, because we're not really worried about styling right now. Is like
Yeah.
we have that login button like down there,
Yeah.
and then we could have like I'm gonna make it its own component.
Yeah.
I might just call it like auth button. Um, And before we do like anything with creating that button, I want to like what I think I'll do is like for our reducer, we
Yeah.
we could just say like we can handle their logged in state via like Redux, and like again we're just mocking it now, so we're not setting up some cool crazy authentication
Okay.
method yet. We can do that another
Cool.
day.
No,
um,
it's cool.
yeah, like basically what we'd want to do is for like in our reducer, let me actually just go there and start it. Like we're just gonna have an is logged in, and that login button is gonna toggle whether or not the person is logged in.
Okay.
Um, so and then once we have that like working, that functionality of clicking the login button, it will take you to the admin page. and then
Okay.
we'll have another thing to say like if the admin like if the person's not logged in and they're on the admin page, it will automatically redirect them out. So
Okay. Cool.
like we'll do something like that, and we'll have like the
Sick.
login button like toggle your login status. So
Okay. Awesome.
I'm gonna
Cool.
add in a new like key to our initial state for the reducer and say is logged in, and it's gonna be false at the beginning.
Cool.
And we're gonna make a well not a an action um, to say in this case it's gonna be like just toggle logged in um,
Okay.
because like that's theoretically what we're doing with the state.
Cool.
So we're gonna have toggle logged in. I'm in the action types, just making a type for it first, so that we can
Yeah.
like reference this for like for our actions and our reducer. So
Cool.
exporting const toggle logged in, and in actions I'm gonna go make the toggle logged in. I'll just do it like right at the bottom. Export const toggle logged in. And it doesn't need to take in any parameters because we're just going to set it
Yeah.
to its existing value, like
Cool.
minus whatever it was. So yeah, type, because we're not taking anything in, like I can't speak English anymore. Because we're not taking anything in, we are going to say like just the type. That's the only thing we pass in this, and we'll say
Okay. Cool.
toggle logged in.
Sweet.
Cool. Now in our reducer, we're going to handle that happening. So we'll have a case for toggle logged in at the bottom. Case types dot toggle logged in, and we will return the state as it is,
Yeah.
and then is logged in will become. I just said logged without the in part. Is logged in will become not is logged in. So it will be whatever it was not. It's got to
Sweet.
be not state dot is logged in. So the current state.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's pretty much like you're just saying it's the opposite of what it is, and because it's a
Yeah.
boolean, it's the opposite of false or true is the other thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's our reducer stuff is all set up. Now we just have to go make our auth button. So I'm gonna make a new file in components slash auth button, just again index.js, and for this, it's going to be our normal straightforward import React from React,
Yeah.
and we're going to have both the dispatch because you're going to handle clicking the button, so use dispatch,
Yeah.
and use selector because we want to know the logged in state, so we know
Yeah.
what like to render because we want to say login or like log out. So we'll get that from React Redux because those are little Redux hooks.
Cool.
And now I'll say auth button. Um, and first of all, say const dispatch because we need to get that dispatch so we can dispatch the actions from
Yeah.
use dispatch. We'll implement. Oh, let's just get our is logged in status. So const is logged in from use selector. We're selecting from our state, and we'll say state return state dot is logged in. So all sorted
Sweet.
there. And now we're going to handle our click function handle click, like when we click the button. And this, it doesn't matter what the state is, we're just going to toggle the logged in state.
Yeah.
And in order to that, we need to import toggle is logged in from our reducer slash actions. And That should work. Okay, cool. Um, dispatch toggle is logged in. And remember the dispatch is very important because if you don't do that, your reducer's not gonna like listen for some
Yeah.
act. Like if you just run that, it's gonna return that for no reason. But you have to actually
Okay.
dispatch that returned action because like
Cool.
our Redux store is like listening for dispatched actions. And
Cool.
now we will return a button. Just a chilled, happy little button. And on click will be handle click. We're going to do something else there as well.
Okay.
But I will show it to you in a second. Well, I'll like basically what I have planned is like we'll learn more if we do what I'm doing this way. Um,
Cool.
so in here, the value of this will be is logged in. Richard, we can hear Evan practicing his drums.
I know. I was just about to say. I don't know if this is distracting. I'll turn off my sound.
It's cool. Yeah, just turn it on when you want to speak. Then it's all good.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So is logged in. We'll say like if the person is logged in, the button is gonna log them out. So we're gonna say log out. Um,
Okay.
and otherwise, in the case that they're not logged in, we want to say log in.
Cool.
And then finally, we just need to export our like default auth button. And that's pretty much that. There we go. Prettier has organized it all into one line because it thinks it fits nicely, even though it doesn't.
Sweet.
So that's our auth button.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do now is, yeah, simply I guess, we've got to remember this important part, which you forgot about last time, Kevin.
Yeah. I know. That made a mental note though. Yes.
Yeah, no, I've done it tons. Um, so again, auth button, we got to export it from our components so that so we don't have to go import like component slash auth button. We can just import
Yes.
from components. So auth button, that's pretty good to go.
Cool.
And now in this case, what we're gonna do is down in app.js,
Yeah.
we're just gonna replace our login button with the auth button, and then we must just remember to import auth button
Import it.
from components. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me do that. So this auth button is going to show in regardless of where you are. Like it's just going to be there at the bottom of the screen.
Cool.
So if you are logged in or not logged in, or if you are at whatever route, it will let you like log in and out. So obviously it doesn't do much now. At the moment, it just changes the
Yeah.
text because what we're doing is, yeah. Sorry, I'm still waiting for mine to load.
Cool.
Why is
Me
it taking
too.
so long?
Mine says it's that same type of thing I was having earlier.
Action toggle is logged in. I might have just named it wrong or something. Uh, actions. It's just toggle logged in, not toggle is logged in. So I'm just gonna go and rename that to toggle logged in.
Cool.
And that should work. Like if we say login, nope, it's
Yeah.
not working. It's not doing anything.
Not.
um,
Um.
so I'm just gonna go now. I'm pretty sure, like I think it's dispatching correctly, all good. So the problem is in our reducer. Um, so toggle logged in. Um, we're exporting type correctly, so it must be in our actual Redux implementation. So again, is logged in is false.
Yeah. In. Oh no, that's not. It wouldn't be.
I'm just gonna make sure the action gets dispatched. So I'm gonna go
Cool.
console.log this worked, because otherwise it's in us getting the value of
Yes.
is logged in.
Mm-mm.
Yay.
Sorted.
No, I just said yeah because it like loaded. Okay, so action is not actually being dispatched.
Yeah.
Case types toggle logged in. Um, toggle logged in not happening. Uh, so that should work. I don't know why it's not working. So it must actually be in our auth button then. It's the problem because when we click on it, nothing happens. Uh, that's weird.
Mm. That is really. Would it? I thought it. Let's
It's
see.
debugging at its finest. 3 people looking at what's the problem. Um, yeah, cool. So that click definitely happens.
Oh, okay.
And we're dispatching the toggle logged in.
Yeah.
I think our dispatch looks normal. Use dispatch from React Redux. Toggle logged in. Can I go to this? Yep. Toggle logged in. Dispatch is a type. I feel like I just need to like refresh everything.
I always feel like that.
I'm just gonna do that because I'm like, why is this not happening? I must see. Maybe something else is like weird happening. I need to go actually see what's all being dispatched from our reducer.
Yeah,
Um,
I honestly think it's very similar to what I did last night.
yeah,
So I'm wondering like why would it's like exactly the
it's obviously
same.
like more difficult to like debug on Code Sandbox because we're not like we don't have like our browser
Yeah,
React
man.
Dev tools like set up.
Hmm.
I mean, unless we do, no, we won't. It won't be hooked up because you need to do some middleware work there. And my browser's just taking long to load now, so that's also like an issue. It's like why you take so long?
Oh man, that would be export default from auth button. Test and input.
See, that's the crazy thing. It's like it's a whole process of things happening, and then like
Mm-hmm.
if it goes wrong in one place, you're like stuffed.
Yeah.
um, but I'm gonna console.log our just like action basically in Redux just so we see like what is happening.
There. Wait. Let me just check quick. Yeah, I think this is it over here. Is it not supposed to? Is it named auth button or is it? No, it's dispatch button. I think we should name that. Oh no, but it doesn't matter
Yeah, no, it's
what
got
we
nothing to
called
do with
it.
dispatch button. Um, no, but this is being
I mean, not dispatch button. I
toggle
mean,
logged in is happening. Like it's accepting the type toggle. Oh,
yeah,
I figured out the problem.
auth button.
I found it.
What is it?
So the types, yeah, I said types dot toggled logged in. It should be just
In
without the
which
D.
which
Again, if we were using TypeScript, we wouldn't have had that problem because there would be big blinking red lines
uh
everywhere. Like,
is it a?
yeah. Anyway, I can get rid of all my console logs now. Should work
Man,
now.
just something like that, little thing like that.
Yeah, and the whole point of me doing this types like dot thing is to avoid
Yeah.
that issue. But I mean, you still kind of experienced it. Me and my stupid typo.
Yeah, dude. She's working.
Yeah, I mean it's just a button that toggles the
Like,
text is logged in and is not,
yeah,
like log out kind
that's
of stuff.
cool. Awesome.
So at least we know that the state is like updating, like we are mocking logging in and logging out.
Yeah.
Next thing we need to do is we're actually gonna like go into our router and like
Okay.
um we'll return like a redirect route if they try to go to admin if they're like not logged in.
Cool.
Um, I'm waiting for my stuff to work because it's like not doing anything. Um,
Running.
cool. Yeah. Log in, log out. It works. Great. So,
Awesome.
and if we go to slash admin at the moment,
Yeah, takes you to
um,
admin.
yeah, should take you to admin. You can log in, log out there as well. Perfectly fine. So, what I'm gonna do is in our routes, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you can't go to admin if you are not logged in.
Cool.
So in here, just for now, I mean later on you could like make it smaller. Um, actually, maybe I shouldn't do it here. I'll do it in the admin page.
Okay.
Like, um, it's very loud.
Sorry, bro.
It's all good. So I'm gonna go to the pages, and then admin, and then this admin page here. Um, this is where I'm gonna do some crazy weird stuff. So instead of rendering just the admin page, um, I'm gonna have like a use selector in here to get the logged in state.
Okay.
And like again, you can kind of do this anyway. You can do it. Yeah, I think using it here makes the most sense. What you might want to
Yeah.
do like down the line is make like a protected routes page, like a
Okay.
protected routes like root component, and like do everything in there. So it almost acts as like a, you know, if the person is like logged in, then you can take them there. Otherwise, redirect them. But for now, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
use it like as we would, um,
Cool.
like with our stuff. So using use selector, it automatically imports here. I'm just gonna move it to the top because that makes sense. So there's a use selector, and yeah, sorry, I gotta say const is logged in, and I'm gonna say state and return state dot is logged in. Cool. So we're getting the logged in status. So we're gonna say
Cool.
if the user is not logged in, what we want to do is I mean in general we can return null quickly, like so we just return nothing. So if you wanted to,
Cool.
you'd like basically return nothing. Sorry, I forgot my equal sign here. um, this theoretically should work. I just need to refresh things again. But like this isn't what we're gonna do in the end. I'm gonna do something specific. Uh,
Okay.
I'm just waiting on that. So yeah, we'll return
Sweet.
nothing. Why is this complaining? What is wrong?
Unexpected. Oh, you forgot.
Because I broke roots. Genius. I'm like the wrong thing. That should be a softy bracket.
Okay.
Thanks, Richard.
I didn't
Uh,
say anything. You solved it before I could say anything.
you just like spoke the problem to me, and I knew. So yeah, here we are successfully returning nothing. Perfect. If we log them in, we return something. So if you click the login button and log
Awesome.
out button, return nothing
Yeah,
or something. So at least we know that when they're not logged in,
absolutely.
they can't see anything. Now we're going to go one step further
Yeah.
and we're going to redirect them back to the home page if they're not logged in. Um, so
Okay.
we're going to do two things in here. So returning null, that's normal. That's going to stay there because we don't want to, like, in the process of them redirecting back, show them the content because that's just like bad.
Cool.
Um, so from React router DOM, we're going to import use history. So use history from React router DOM. That's all good. Now, just like your other hooks,
Cool.
like it's really like it just works like a hook. So we say it's like the dispatch one. So but instead of
All
saying
right.
const dispatch equals use dispatch, we say const history equals use history because it's from like a different package. Um, I think my stream went down for a second, but it might be back up again. I don't know. We'll see. Let me just type to say it's like down, but it's coming
Are you able to record your
on. Okay,
stream as
it's
well?
back up now. Yeah, it actually just automatically records it, so it will be
Oh,
like in
sweet.
my archives. Yeah,
Awesome.
anyway, streaming's working again. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave commented like history push out there, but now, okay, it's a bit difficult to test because as soon as you log log out as an admin, it sends you back, and obviously when we change routes manually, um, it doesn't work because our Redux state gets refreshed and we're not like saving that. So
Yeah.
what you'd actually want to do is we'll make a button, another button that just like goes to another page,
Yeah.
and um, we can even make it like in our auth button, uh, like just for the heck of it because we're already testing if the person's logged in and not logged in. So what I'm gonna do is in our auth button. Like it's quite random
Yeah.
and messy, but this just is like the easiest way for us to update things. So I'm gonna put this button in a fragment, and I'm just gonna put like two spaces in the way here. Oops, that's supposed to
Okay.
be a ampersand. And then on here we'll have on here what we could use. You can use a link. A link component is basically like a it's like the button. Um, with an on click and just saying history push to go somewhere,
Yeah.
but it instead it acts as like an a tag and then it does the same thing as history.push. Um, so link and you say to and you can say slash admin, and it probably helps if I put the like link uh, go to admin, I guess. Yeah, we'll make that go to admin, and you need to import link from React router DOM.
Cool.
React router DOM. There we go. Uh,
Awesome.
cool. So, um, that should. And again, you could use a button here, and you can say the on click, and you can make the on click go to history dot push slash admin, and that would work fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as a session. I'm not in the router. Sorry. So dumb thing. This is why the link and history thing is not going to work if I put it in the admin button because the router is not like in the right place. So
Okay.
the way to fix that is if we go to our roots,
Yeah.
we're going to take browser router out. We're gonna take it out of here, and now everything's gonna break for a second, and that's fine. And remember how we did our Redux provider at the top level?
Yeah.
We can just go and add our router to the top level as well. So if we go, I'm gonna do it in index, um,
Cool.
like our source index.
Yeah.
Um, and in here we will import browser router from React router DOM, and then down here we'll say browser router, and we'll close the tag browser router. So it also acts like kind of like a provider, like the Redux provider did, like the context provider does.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to wrap everything. Um, and I mean, you can put it like outside the provider store if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter which one's on top, but like it's there. And my button spacing is done wrong, so I need to go fix that. Because it's got that MBSP, because I probably spelled it wrong. Yeah, MBPS, it's supposed to be SP. And then it acts as like a non-breaking space.
Cool.
So we got to like go to admin link there. I wanted to show you a link for the sake of showing you what a link is, and you can
Yeah.
obviously style it. It's just an A tag really, um,
Cool.
or you could put button in there, and yeah. But what I wanted to also say was I wanted to make it so that obviously if we click go to admin now, it will go to admin quickly and then redirect back.
Yes.
Like the screen just flashes. But if we log in, then we go to admin, it will work. And if you log out, it will send you back immediately.
Okay.
So again, what I want to say is like we'll say the if the user is logged in, then we will only show this thing. Sorry, it's gonna look pretty in a second. I just had to wrap it in
Cool.
another like thing. So if the user's logged in, then we'll show this like spaces in the link. So if we log them in
Okay.
now
Cool.
it's
I see
visible,
that.
not visible, and now you can like log in, and you can do stuff, like add a name, and get
Yeah.
points, and we can log out, and the like public admin, like the public guy can still see like the information.
Oh, cool.
So now that like pretty much works. Like it just the person is happy to see stuff. They can log in. They can go to admin. Um, obviously, so you know we've mocked a lot of the authentication stuff. Like we're just skipping the actual authentication process because that's quite a
Yeah.
hectic thing to implement. But the theory around how it would work is there. Um, like how things flow.
Hmm.
If they're not logged in, we automatically like just return them back. They send them back to something.
Yes.
If you try to go to another thing, um,
Yeah.
you could even change it so that like slash admin is not found if they're not logged in. Like just be like that page doesn't exist. You could like fool them that way. If you went to city
Yeah.
routes and made that page like dependent on the logged in status, which obviously you can get the logged in status using use selector. So the
Okay.
cool thing is like you can be so flexible with this because you can just like
Sure.
pull in that value from like Redux or like pull in that root value from
Hmm.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, like we can even go a little bit like next level and say uh if we let me do that just because it's like a handy little thing. But if you were to say like you have let's just have like another root. No, I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this. We'll say slash name. You just say like, or yeah, not that. We'll say slash like this colon name thing, and this could be like a
Yeah.
dynamic variable name. So now when we when we click the, oh, that's what I wanted to do with the auth button. So when we log them in, I want to automatically send them to admin name. So again, I can use the const history equals use history. Use history comes from React root to DOM, and we log them
Yeah.
in. But then we also history dot push, um, and let's say dot action. I meant to say dot push. We're gonna
It
push
just
them.
yeah, like you were typing it, but it
Yeah,
autocorrected too.
push them to slash admin slash Barry, and we're just gonna do that. And
Cool.
now the
Okay.
the like thing here, the logged in text. Like I'm just putting it all in one place for the heck of it. But
Yeah.
log into, um, we can use another thing called use params from React Router, not params with a name. Um,
Yeah.
and we can say const name, and this is a name that's matching that root that we had, that admin name thing.
Yes.
Use params, and now I can just like go to this person. Oops, sorry. Why is it doing this? Why does it hate me so much? Okay, cool. This person's admin. And now, like, if we have it as this, we click to log in. It says the name's empty. Why does it say that? Should work. Um, so I'm
Oh,
just
now if I just click log in, it goes straight in.
To Barry.
yeah, it will go
Yeah.
straight to my person's like admin. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just like sorry, doing weird stuff at the moment.